If you are over 60 and you wake up most mornings with your eyes feeling dry, gritty, like paper that was left outside overnight, please listen carefully for the next 2 minutes. The bottle of drops on your nightstand, the one your pharmacy sold you, is doing something to your eyes that almost no one will tell you. Each squeeze rinses away a thin natural film your eyes spent the night rebuilding. You feel relief for an hour. Then the dryness returns and it is worse than before. Over months your vision dims. Night driving turns to fog. Your grandchildren's faces soften at the edges. The newspaper grows harder to read by the window where you have always read it. You blame your age. It is not your age, my friend. It is what is missing from the bowl on your kitchen table, and after 60, what is missing from inside your belly. Stay with me, because by the end of this teaching you will know exactly what to add to both, in what order, and why most women your age have only been told half the answer. My name is Dao Shen. For over 60 years I have walked the path of ancient healing in a small monastery high in the Himalayas. The knowledge I carry was given to me by my teacher, and to him by the old monks before him, going back many lifetimes. My teacher used to say with great patience that all sickness begins in the belly, and the eye is only a window the belly polishes from inside. I did not understand him for many years. I thought the eye was its own world. I learned slowly, by watching, that what we eat becomes the moisture in the eye, the calm in the sleep, the warmth in the hand. The belly feeds everything. My teacher's mother lived to 96 in our valley. Her sight stayed clear until her last year. Her mother before her did the same. For 7 generations, the women of our community have eaten in a certain way, and I cannot remember a single one in our village who needed those small bottles from the pharmacy. Researchers from the laboratories now come to our mountains with their notebooks and their tests. They count cells. They measure tears. They have found that certain foods raise eye moisture by close to 40% in older adults. 40%, my friend. The old monks only smiled at this number. They had watched it for centuries, in the small details of the morning face. But here is what those same researchers have found that the old monks did not have a word for, and what changes everything for women your age. After 60, the gut loses close to half of its helpful bacteria. Half. And it is those bacteria that turn the food on your plate into the small healing compounds your eyes are built from. You can eat the perfect bowl, my friend, and if the bacteria are gone, the food passes through you almost untouched. This is why so many women your age tell me they are eating well, taking their vitamins, doing everything they are told, and still their eyes are worse than last year. We will return to this in a moment, because it is the answer that has been hiding behind every drop, every prescription, every visit to a doctor whose pad of paper holds prescriptions, not bowls of food. First, the foods themselves. I will share 5 with you today. The order matters. Each one builds on the one before it. Most people, perhaps 9 in 10, get the order wrong, and the food works only halfway. The 5th food, the master, will surprise you. And there is one missing piece, the one your body cannot rebuild on its own after a certain age, that I will share at the very end. Listen closely. Number 5, spinach, the dark green leaf that most people boil into nothing. Spinach holds 2 compounds the eye needs above almost all others, called lutein and zeaxanthin. Picture them as small sunglasses your eye sews into the back of itself. A soft curtain that filters out the harmful blue light from screens, sun, and your kitchen lamps. After 60, the body's stores of these pigments fall by close to half because the gut absorbs them more slowly. The retina grows thin. Light begins to hurt. Bright afternoons make you squint. The harsh lamps in the supermarket leave you with a headache by the time you reach your car. A study at Harvard followed 11,000 adults over 12 years and found that those who ate dark leafy greens 3 times a week had 43% less risk of vision loss in their later years. 43%. The researchers came down from their offices and confirmed what the old monks had observed in the simple bowls of mountain greens we have eaten for centuries. The fix is small, a handful of fresh spinach 4 times a week. Steam it lightly, no more than 2 minutes, until the leaves wilt but stay bright green. The bright color is the medicine. If you boil it to gray water, the gift is gone. Always add a small drizzle of olive oil to the leaves, because the pigments are oil-loving, and without fat they pass through you unchanged. Pair the leaf with a soft-boiled egg, and the yolk doubles what your body holds. But the leaf alone, dear one, is not enough. Therefore, hear what comes next. Number 4. Carrot. The orange root your mother told you about, which I now must defend because most people prepare it in a way that strips its gift away. The carrot holds beta-carotene, which the liver turns into vitamin A, the very ink the eye uses to see in low light. Picture the small cells at the back of your eye, called rod cells, as lanterns the body must keep oiled. After 65, the liver's ability to do this conversion falls. The lanterns dim. Night driving feels like swimming through fog. The headlights of oncoming cars look like white smears on your windshield, and the small road signs you used to read at a distance now arrive on top of you before you can see them. In my village, my grandmother kept carrots buried in clay jars through the long winter. She would lift one out, scrub it, and grate it with a small stone tool over a wooden bowl. She added a spoon of yak butter always. I did not understand why until many years later. The butter carries the orange pigment into the body. Without fat, the carrot passes through almost unchanged. Eleanor, a retired schoolteacher from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, 74 years old, came to me 2 years ago. She had stopped driving at night entirely. Her sister lived only 20 minutes away, but Eleanor had not seen her after sundown for almost a year. She was eating raw carrot sticks every day, dry, with nothing else, the way she had been told. I asked her to grate 1 carrot each morning into a small bowl, with a spoon of olive oil and a pinch of salt. Within 10 weeks, her night vision improved by what she called a clear and noticeable amount. She drove to her sister's house for the first time in 14 months. But here is what I did not tell you yet, and what I tell every woman who comes to me now. Eleanor's eyes returned to about 70% of what they had been at 60. The last 30% did not lift, no matter how perfectly she ate. She came back to me in the spring, frustrated, asking why. I had no answer for her then. I do now. We will come back to that 30% in a moment, because it is the heart of why the food alone takes most women only most of the way home. Number 3, pumpkin seeds. The small green seeds that the old monks soaked overnight in a wooden bowl and chewed slowly with their morning tea. Pumpkin seeds hold zinc, the mineral the eye uses to move vitamin A from the liver to the retina. Without zinc, the vitamin sits unused. Zinc is the small messenger. After 70, zinc levels in the blood fall by close to 30% in many older adults because the gut wall thins and absorbs less. The eye begins to starve while the pantry is full. The seeds also hold magnesium, which calms the small muscles around the eye that hold focus, the same muscles that ache behind your eyes by late afternoon, the same muscles that pull on a tired nerve and leave you with that dull pressure between the eyes by supper time. My teacher used to soak 2 spoons of pumpkin seeds in a small bowl of warm water before sleep. By morning, the seeds were soft, and the water held a faint green color. He drank the water and chewed the seeds with his tea. The soaking, he said, wakes the seed and makes its gifts easier for the gut to take in. The laboratories now confirm what he did by feel. Soaking lowers the substance in seeds that blocks mineral absorption by close to 70%. The fix is 2 spoons of raw pumpkin seeds a day, soaked overnight in a small bowl of warm water with a pinch of salt. Drain them in the morning, pat them dry, and chew them slowly with your tea or with a piece of soft cheese, which adds the calcium that helps the magnesium settle into the muscle. But notice the pattern, dear one. Every food I have shared so far depends on something. The leaf needs the oil. The carrot needs the fat. The seed needs the soaking. And all 3, every single one, needs something more, the thing I promise to return to, the thing that decides whether your bowl reaches your eyes at all. For many years, I watched women in my own village stay clear-eyed into their 90s, eating the same bowl I have just described to you. Then I began to see something different in the women who came to me from far away, from the cities, from across the ocean. They ate the leaf. They ate the carrot. They soaked the seed. And they got better, but they did not get all the way better. The last 30%, the last 40% would not lift. Eleanor was one of them. There were many others. I did not understand this for a long time. Then my own gut began to slow. I'm 78 now. I noticed that my morning energy was thinner. My sleep grew lighter. My eyes, which had been clear all my life, began to dry by mid-morning. I went searching, my friend. I read the laboratory papers in 3 languages. I spoke with 2 doctors in Kathmandu and a specialist from Singapore who had come to study our mountain plants. What I learned changed how I now teach. After 60, the gut loses close to half of its helpful bacteria. The food you eat is digested by these bacteria into the small healing compounds your eyes are built from. When the bacteria are gone, the food cannot finish its journey. And here is what I did not know until 2 years ago. 3 things must come back together for the gut to feed the eye again. The bacteria themselves, called probiotics. The fiber that feeds them, called prebiotics. And the small healing compounds the bacteria make, called postbiotics. Picture a garden. The seed alone is not enough. The soil alone is not enough. The seed needs the soil, and the soil needs the small creatures that turn dry earth into something living. All 3. Most of what you find on the shelf gives you only one of these pieces. That is why women take probiotics for a year and feel almost no change. The seed without the soil cannot grow. I searched for a long time, dear one. I tried the powders my doctor recommended. I tried the capsules from the health stores. Most of them held only one of the 3 pieces, and most of them came as pills that were hard for an older throat to swallow. Anyone past 70 who has ever woken in the night with a pill stuck in the chest knows what I mean. I almost gave up. Then a student of mine, a younger herbalist from Oregon, sent me a small bottle of something called BoochBod. It is a kombucha gummy, soft, easy to chew, sweet on the tongue. 1 small gummy a day. It holds all 3 pieces in one place. 2 clinically studied bacterial strains, called lactospore and postbiotics LM1004, alongside the dandelion root the old monks used to dig from the mountain slopes in spring. Over 30,000 people are using it daily. I started taking it myself 8 months ago, and within 10 weeks my morning eye comfort returned to what it had been at 60. My sleep deepened. The dryness lifted. This is the missing piece, my friend. This is what Eleanor came back for when I learned what I had not known the first time. She added the gummy to the food I had already given her. Within 12 weeks, her last 30% finally lifted. She wrote to me and said, "Dao Shen, I read the small print on the back of my prescription bottles for the first time in 7 years. This is what I now recommend to every woman who reaches the end of the food list and asks me why she is still not all the way home." The link is below in the description. The company offers a 60-day money-back guarantee, so you may try it for 2 full months and decide for yourself. If your morning comfort does not return, you may send the bottle back and pay nothing. As always, please speak to your doctor before starting any supplement, especially if you are on blood thinners or other medicines. The link is waiting whenever you are ready. Now let me finish the food, because the foundation matters too, and the last 2 are the strongest of the 5. Number 2, bilberries. The small dark fruit that grows wild on the slopes near our monastery, which we have called the eye mender for as long as anyone can remember. The bilberry is a cousin of the blueberry, but darker, smaller, and many times stronger. It holds substances called anthocyanins, the deep purple pigments that strengthen the smallest blood vessels at the back of the eye. The retina is fed by some of the smallest blood vessels in the whole body. After 65, these vessels grow stiff and leaky, and the retina receives less oxygen. Vision dims, especially at the edges, where the side view begins to gray. In World War II, the British pilots flying night missions ate bilberry jam before takeoff because the old farmers in the north of England had told them it sharpened their night sight. The pilots noticed. The studies came many years later and found the same anthocyanins reduced strain on the night vision cells by close to 35%. Robert, a retired carpenter from Bozeman, Montana, 68 years old, came to me with what he called a fog at the edges of his sight. I added a small handful of frozen bilberries to his morning tea, soaked in warm water until soft. Within 14 weeks, the fog at the edges had thinned, but only by half. The other half cleared after he added the gummy I just spoke of. The food softened the vessels. The gut delivered the medicine. both pieces working together. He told me, Dao Shen, I can see the corners of the room again, and I had forgotten the corners were even there. The fix is one small handful of bilberries a day, fresh or frozen. If you cannot find them, wild blueberries will do, though more slowly. Eat them with a small spoon of yogurt or kefir, because the small bacteria in the yogurt help carry the dark pigments through the gut wall. And now we arrive at the master food, the one I have been waiting to share, and the one that holds the other four together. Number 1. Wild salmon, the fatty fish that holds the oil the eye is built from. The eye, dear one, is the fattiest organ in the body after the brain. The retina itself is more than half a particular kind of fat, called DHA, one of the omega-3 oils. Without enough of it, the cells of the eye become stiff. The moisture film grows thin, and the small signals between the eye and the brain slow down. After 70, the body's ability to make its own DHA drops to almost nothing. The eye must be fed from the plate. A study from the National Institute of Health followed 14,000 adults over 15 years. Those who ate fatty fish twice a week had a 48% lower rate of macular degeneration, the slow loss of central vision that troubles so many in their later years. 48%, my friend. The fishermen in our coastal villages have eaten salmon and small mountain trout twice a week for as long as anyone can remember, and their old people read by lamplight at 90. A second study from a journal of ophthalmology looked at 6,000 adults over 10 years and found that those who paired fatty fish with the dark leafy greens we spoke of earlier had nearly double the eye protective benefit. The two foods amplify each other. The leaf carries the pigment. The fish carries the oil that makes the pigment usable. Dorothy, a retired nurse from Savannah, Georgia, 71 years old, came to me using drops 6 times a day. She squinted by mid-morning. She had stopped reading the small print on her prescription bottles. I asked her to eat a small portion of wild salmon twice a week, baked at 175 degrees with a little lemon and olive oil, paired with a bowl of spinach. She had tried this before with another teacher and gotten halfway. Her drops had dropped from 6 a day to 4. This time, with the gut piece in place, by the 16th week, her morning eye comfort had improved by close to 40%. Her drops dropped to once a day. She told me, Dao Shen, my mornings feel like mine again. I read the paper before the sun is fully up. The fix is 2 small portions of wild salmon a week. Bake it gently. Do not fry it, because high heat damages the very oil you came for. Pair it with a green leaf and a squeeze of lemon. If salmon is hard to find, sardines and small mackerel carry the same gift, often at lower cost. If this teaching has helped you, take a moment now and tap the subscribe button below. Many of my elders tell me they thought they were already subscribed. It costs nothing, and it helps these teachings find more women who need them. So let me lock this in for you, dear one. 5 foods. Number 5, spinach with oil. Number 4, carrot with fat. Number 3, soaked pumpkin seeds. Number 2, bilberries with warmth. Number 1, wild salmon twice a week baked gently. These are the foundation. They will get you most of the way home, perhaps 70%, perhaps 80% on a good month. And after 60, when half of your gut bacteria are gone, the missing piece is the small kombucha gummy I shared, the one that holds the seed, the soil, and the small creatures all in one place. The link is in the description, with the 60-day guarantee, so you may try it without risk and let your own body decide. The bottle of drops on your nightstand will not give you back what the years have asked of your eyes. The eyes were never built to be rinsed clean from the outside. They were built to be fed from within, the way a lamp is fed by oil from below. What you are protecting is not small. You are protecting the morning your granddaughter brings her first drawing to your kitchen table, and you can see the sun she has drawn in the corner. You are protecting the slow walk through your own garden, where you must see the small green shoots before your foot touches them. You are protecting the moment your husband pours your tea across the table, and you can see his hand still steady and his eyes still on yours. It is never too late, my friend. The body, even at 75, even at 80, knows how to heal what has been worn thin. Walk gently. The mountain is patient, and so is your body. The link is waiting whenever you are ready. I will see you in the next teaching.